For this assignment, I will choose to describe three main topics in meteorology. The topics I chose to describe will be as follows. The first of the three being precipitation. For this slide, I used the water cycle because it's an ongoing thing and it always leads to some form of precipitation. And it's how water stays in the ecosystem. Water precipitation is of three kinds: rain, sleet, and snow, and can be formed in one of the many ways that I know by collision coalescence. What happens is molecules collide, coalescence occurs, which is emerging to where they reach a suitable size where they can hit the ground without evaporating midway. The main difference between rain, sleet, and snow would have to be the temperature. A difference in temperature results in a different form of precipitation. So for the second topic, I describe airlifting, and this is of two types. The first being orographic airlifting, where warm air rises above a mountain or a hill or some geological feature of some kind and reaches a certain height to where the cool air that is accumulated drops. What does happen is that the warm air that has risen can lead to condensation, thus leading to precipitation on one side, leaving the other side bare. The second type of lifting here is convergence lifting. This type of lifting is where air that is parallel to the ground rises because it doesn't sink. And once the air has risen, the warm air leads to a condensation forming clouds, later precipitation where it cools and the air again drops, and this process repeats itself over. And for the third process, or the third subject I'll be explaining, will be air mass. For air mass, I would say this describes a uniform subject of air, maybe over a certain area where humidity, temperature, and maybe condensation is consistent throughout the body of air. And what makes this important is that air mass over certain areas provide a change in the climate or the weather over a certain amount of time, so it leads to different types of cloud formation, it leads to different weather patterns, and so on. To expand, I would say this type of air masses, or the type of air masses we experience over Oklahoma, could be a example of an air mass that adapts with the radiation that Oklahoma gets and the change in heating and cooling, or maybe the result of both, leads to like things like tornadoes, which is formed by warm air and cold air colliding often. So with that being said, I conclude the assignment, having explained all three topics, and yeah.